This video may contain offensive language or be frightening to some viewers. Viewer discretion is recommended. I don't know what I was thinking when I bought the plush monkey that could talk and gave it to my 6-year-old, other than I wanted the boy to cause a ruckus in my house. He pushed the button on the back so many times that I memorized the 4 factory phrases. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah, gimme a banana, and a Wilm-esque scream, and a Tarzan yell. I thanked God when the batteries finally died on the goddamn thing. The most amazing thing was that my son did not come crying to me to replace the batteries, seemingly content to just drop it and walk away. When I stooped to pick up the plush animal to put it back in the toy basket, the tiny speaker in the hard plastic box warbled. Do you remember when I used to be your son? I immediately dropped the monkey on the floor. I poked it with my foot once before picking it up. I pushed the button on the back. Nothing. Still, I was sure I heard those words. I called my son over to me and asked him if he had ever heard the monkey say anything weird. That's when the boy's face lit up with fear and excitement, as if I had uncovered something he had been wanting to tell me. My son took the monkey into the laundry room and turned on the dryer, putting the monkey on top, so he can't hear us, he said. He wouldn't say another word until he led me outside. I had never seen him like this before. When we were standing in the backyard, the boy said, "Sometimes it says very bad things to me. It says it wants to hurt us, Daddy. I was too scared to talk to you, not when it could hear us. You got to break it. You got to go in there and smash it." I wanted my son to learn patience and logic at a young age, and that meant not destroying an inanimate object because of fear. I explained that we both heard a voice that was someone at the factory playing a prank, and we might need it for evidence. But the fear in the kid's eyes and words made it clear it wasn't a matter for the courts. When we opened the door to the laundry room, the monkey had moved from the top dryer to the bottom of the door. My son shrieked, even as I tried to explain that it had just fallen off the dryer because it was shaking. That's when the monkey eked out a long, drawn-out moaning cry, like nothing I had ever heard before. My son shouted at me to stop it, and the lower part of my brain kicked in. I brought my booted foot down on the plastic box inside of the monkey, crushing it against the laundry room's concrete floor. Something reddish black, not blood, not oil, but something pungently organic and toxic leaked out from the seams of the plush monkey. You should have listened to your son. Now you are alone, said the boy from behind me. I swear, I turned to see something large and old, like the last orange ember of a once great fire, sparkling just behind my son's innocent eyes. The boy turned and bolted towards the front door, running faster than I ever could. The thing that hid inside the monkey piloted my son like a champion, rocketing him into the darkness where the street lamps couldn't reach, cackling the kind of laugh that only comes from the novel joy of having fresh lungs and new legs again. I never saw my son again, but on some nights I can still hear that laugh. That's it for this short story. I'm just going to continue to pad out the video to the 10-minute mark because YouTube. But seriously, well, I was being serious, but I thought it would be a good chance for me to kind of chat to you guys. I used to do a lot of videos like this where I actually just talked over the speed paint of my artworks. That's what I used to do before I made creepypasta stories and horror narrations and that type of thing. Maybe some of you guys have been following my channel since then. I feel like a lot of you guys probably don't really know much about me. You just listen to my stories and that's cool. I'm still going to do lots more stories. I have to apologize for kind of having some really short stories the past couple of weeks, but it's kind of for good reason. I've got some really big videos coming. Longer stories, like way longer than anything I've done before, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I just felt like trying out some new things, so I'm kind of experimenting with how I want to format the kind of series of videos which will be coming out. But it's been a lot of fun. I feel like on YouTube you can kind of get stuck doing the same thing, and I feel like that's what I've been doing quite a lot lately. So I want to just change things up a bit, and I'm really excited. I'm having a lot of fun. By the way, I want to thank you guys who were supportive of my last video. It was a really short story, and honestly I thought people were going to be pretty angry. Well, not angry, but like disappointed. But a lot of people seem to enjoy it. I was kind of surprised. People being nice on the internet? What? What is happening? But seriously, the art community on YouTube generally seems to be really positive. I feel like it's such a small, unless you draw with Jazza, small community. I feel like it's really awesome that people can be so supportive. But something I've been thinking about lately and really trying to improve on myself and the content which I make is it's kind of a trap I feel like a lot of people fall into, and I'm going to talk about this in regards to the art community, I guess, because that's kind of where my perspective comes from, is when people get too caught up in getting validation from their audience, whether that's on Instagram or YouTube. People are focusing on making content which they think other people want to see and what will make other people happy, instead of actually making content which they enjoy doing and being passionate about. I feel like so many people get caught in this trap, younger artists especially, because when you first start out, say on Instagram, YouTube, wherever, social media, generally, you get this little fuzzy feeling when you post your artwork and share it with everyone, and you get some likes, you get some positive comments, and then you post again and you get slightly more likes and more feedback, and you kind of build upon that. And next thing you know, you're addicted to the validation. You feel like shit if your drawings are getting less likes than the previous ones. You think, oh, is it not as good? When that's just not the reality of it. You start reading the patterns. A lot of people don't care. I get it. A lot of people don't care. You guys just look at art. Some of you guys, this might become relevant to you. I don't know. But you can realize the patterns. I know which drawings are going to do well. I know what I could draw, which would be more popular. You can kind of just tell, you know what people are going to like, what's more relatable to people. And you can start falling in this trap where you're just pleasing other people and you're not making what you want to make. And trust me, you don't want to go down that route. I see it happen to artists. It's kind of happened to me before, slightly, not too bad, I'll be honest, but people just lose their passion. You start feeling like you're just grinding at it, like you're just trying to build this social media following, and it's not satisfying at all. You see that with YouTubers, they get sick of what they're doing because somewhere along the way, they've lost their passion. And honestly, it only gets you so far because people see through it. If you're not authentic, people can tell eventually. It might get you lots of followers, but in the end, who cares, really? I've just tried to kind of step back, stop worrying about numbers so much. It gets so easy to get caught up in that. it makes you really unhappy because your happiness is based on if other people are enjoying what you're doing. It doesn't even matter what you're doing. For me, I've tried to just step back a little bit from social media. I still will post a lot. I'm gonna post more, but not get too caught up in it. Not care so much if a video doesn't do well. As long as I'm happy with the quality, I feel like eventually things will kind of work out. At least, that's what I'm hoping. I'm 25, nearly 26. Could things start working out, please? I find it funny when you're younger and you look at older people and you figure that they've got it all sorted out and they know what the hell they're doing. They don't. No one frickin' knows. We're all wandering around, wondering if one day we'll finally have everything sorted out. And I'm not convinced that that day's coming, I'll be honest. No matter how old and wise I get. Thank you guys for sticking around this long, watching this video, listening to me ramble. I don't know why you're still watching, but I appreciate it. Next week, I've got a Tiki Toby drawing coming. It's going to be really cool. I'm redrawing the Tiki Toby drawing I did 2 years ago. So hopefully we can see some improvement. I'm really hoping I've improved in 2 years of slaving over all these drawings every single week. Calm down, Jordan. It'll be okay. Let's wrap this video up. Like, subscribe if you're new here. Oh my god, how cliche can you get? Thank you for watching. Catch you in the next video. Bye. I can't follow everything that's happening at once. Whatever. I had a conversation, right? I seem dumb. I am a dummy. I slump in my seat and pull out a notebook, scribbling stick figures onto a half-filled page.